Unpacking Dogen's Genjōkōan. Episode 12. The Nature of the Wind. First, what do we even mean by unpacking? We can define unpacking as the intense scrutiny of traditional Buddhist and Zen texts. A scrutiny that often breaks down the texts, sentence by sentence, term by term, and occasionally word by word. And why even unpack at all? Because not all of us have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living, breathing, enlightened teacher. Understanding that in the Zen tradition, it's this engagement that substitutes for the critical reading of the traditional texts. And so, for those who don't have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living teacher, there must be a return to the traditional texts as teacher. And with that return is the understanding that the texts are best approached as sequences of riddles, or perhaps as sequences of landmines. And these riddles must be reconciled, these landmines cleared, if we are to truly make progress. Let's begin. Consider the following excerpt from Dogen's Genjokoan, a letter to a disciple. Mayu, Zen master Baoche, was fanning himself. A monk approached and said, "Master, the nature of wind is permanent, and there is no place it does not reach. Why then do you fan yourself? Although you understand that the nature of the wind is permanent," Mayu replied, "you do not understand the meaning of its reaching everywhere." "What is the meaning of its reaching everywhere?" asked the monk again. Mayu just kept fanning himself. The monk bowed deeply. And in aiding in the unpacking of this brief excerpt, we might consider a handful of questions. First, the monk states that the nature of wind is permanent and reaches everywhere. Why does Master Baoche suggest that the monk still does not understand the meaning of this teaching? Next, if the wind already exists everywhere, why does Baoche continue to fan himself? When the monk asks what it means that wind reaches everywhere, Baoche responds, not with an explanation, but with continued fanning. What might this gesture reveal about how Zen communicates truth beyond conceptual language? Why might Baoche's physical action be a more complete answer than a verbal explanation? And finally, after witnessing Baoche continue to fan himself, the monk bows deeply. What might the monk have suddenly understood that made further questioning unnecessary? And so, we're getting to the end of Dogen's Genjokoan. More to come.